Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over the long-term time frames on Bitcoin, and also I want to go over the Nasdaq with you guys. You know, a lot of people are still bearish on the Nasdaq. Those TradFi guys are just as emotional as the freaking crypto guys, man. So let me go over the Nasdaq, and I'll show you the data. What I'm looking at, here's the Nasdaq longer time frame on the monthly chart. I got the MACD, the RSI, and stochastics. Okay, guys. So let me clear this up. Here's the whole Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq up in a 30-year swing. Boom, from early 1970s, 2000.com crash. So this was a massive correction that it did. Now it's in this one. Okay, so a lot of people are looking for this 2008 style crash. It's not going to be as big as this because this was a lot bigger, a lot longer, a lot higher. So this correction was a lot bigger. And so you could expect this one is not going to be as big. But I think you have a good shot that NASDAQ is on a new trend for a time being, guys. So here is the monthly chart on the NASDAQ. Okay. This is important for Bitcoin because if this is going to go up, Bitcoin certainly is going to be going up. And I think you have a good shot of that, guys. So here's the deal with it. It broke it and it's all the way down here in the monthly RSI, which is it enough to reset this on the monthly? It could be, guys, but it's, here's after the crash, it raised up and then it came back down here in the '08 crash. This is all the bearish divergence. Here on the monthly chart, you can see here's all the bearish divergence. But as you can see, it still went up because it's still bullish, so bullish. So this is kind of misleading data. However, here in the stochastics, I'm going to raise this up for you guys and show you in the NASDAQ that this stochastics is all the way down here in the monthly, okay? The only time that it touched down in this area and it continued to go down was after the .com crash, guys. Okay, that's the only time that I've seen that it did that. And every time once it came back to this area, it was an uptrend for a little while, except for in this area. And then you have this area too, where it came down and touched it, went up for a little bit and came back down. But the thing is in this one is where it swung way back up and then it came back down again. So there's only two instances of this area, okay, that it did that it went up and then it swung back down, guys. And that was only in this area. So you can't, to me, you can't take this. I can't take this and compare it to this. It makes no sense. Totally different time, totally different correction. And, if you had a wave that was maybe of this size in nature, then you could probably maybe do a comparison, but the wave is just not as big in my opinion, guys. So a MACD, if you check out the MACD, let me raise up the MACD here, put it on the top. Well, let me go to the MACD, put this one up to the top, and I'll show you on the MACD that the momentum is definitely changing on the MACD. On the monthly, you have a slowing of momentum and it's working on a bullish cross on the MACD chart, guys. And this momentum, this selling momentum on the MACD was the lowest it's ever been, taking everything out, guys. So this was a pretty, though it didn't drop that much, guys, according to the indicators, it didn't drop that much. According to the indicators, say 39, 40% more or less from the top. It didn't drop that much. But according to the indicators that I'm looking at, it was a lot of momentum downward, getting it all the way down here, guys. So that looks actually pretty good. I think it's going in trend. I made other videos about what I think is going on in there. You can go back and watch those and check that out with the NASDAQ. Okay, guys. So what's that leave us with Bitcoin? If the NASDAQ, okay, let me go back over it. The NASDAQ could be going into a trend. So here's this trend right here that came down and did the correction, and now it's a new trend. It could be in a trend. Of course, there's going to be corrections, guys. I think the NASDAQ is coming up into a correction. Made previous videos. I think it might hit 12,400 something like that could peak out and then go into a correction. How deep is that going to be? I have no idea, but I'm expecting one here soon. Possibly, guys, but it could keep trending up. You just don't know yet. But the deal is with this is this could be into an uptrend, even if it's a corrective bounce, guys. So what I'm saying is that, you know, if you want to label this A, this B wave could go on for the rest of the year, and then C waves over here, guys. Okay. And then this whole thing could be a correction. For some reason, it just seems like a lot of bears and the same thing going up with the bulls is that it can make a move like that. It has done it in the past, guys. It's right here. You know, came down and it was in a B wave move for 5 years, guys. You know, it can go on for the rest of the year like that, or into the third quarter is what I'm suspecting with the traditional financial markets. I think it's going to be up and to the right for the most part, all the way into the third quarter of 2023. To leave us with Bitcoin, guys. I think Bitcoin has a better shot of actually being an impulsive move. It's already proven it to us. So you have a 1-2. If this is a 1-2, and you have a really good shot that it is a 1-2, just because of this data down here in the RSI, you can see here's the start of it. It went all the way up like so. And then you can see your divergence on the daily. So here's your peak of your third wave right there. And it came back all the way over here and reset that whole cycle to be able to do another cycle over here, guys. Even though here's a sometimes an error. You know, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it could be, but probably not because of this. But, you know, you have to be careful sometimes with these divergences like this, guys. So you got divergence, right? So that's the argument. You have your bearish divergence. It's going to go down. Not necessarily the case, guys. Not necessarily the case. That's why it's important to look at these data and this information, because it came down and reset. Excuse me, reset the cycle right here, guys. Let me move that. Excuse me. I'm trying to get this to move or erase that. So it came down and reset the whole cycle, and this is a new cycle. So you're looking for a wave, and now you're looking for it to reset this cycle right here, guys. So this could be a whole new cycle, 1, 2, and it's off into a third wave or maybe a massive C wave, guys. I doubt it. It's not putting off the characteristics of an ABC, and it's not putting off an A, B, C. In my opinion, I explained that in previous videos. This correction, you have a higher probability of this correction going with this correction, because from here to here was 60, 70 days, and from here to here was 60, 70 days. The time goes more with this one to this one, making a higher probability that this whole thing was the correction and that this was the bottom. And then this is a new trend, okay? The other good indicator here on the CME futures, this is CME futures chart, is that you have a massive spike in volume right here, guys, okay? This volume is higher than all of this wave over here. So the third wave volume usually is higher than the first wave volume, okay? That's another way you identify these waves, okay? And coming to the end of a trend, so I have 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, right? Just like so, okay? Let me put it on a line chart. I'll show you for my followers how this works on the volume, okay? Why does the third wave? Third wave always has the most momentum. Usually an impulsive move has the most momentum. It's going to have the most volume, okay? So the way you identify that, the first wave will have a little bit less volume. The third wave will have the most volume. And then over here in the fifth wave, where you see your bearish divergence, to have less volume. So going back to this, saying that this is bearish divergence with an increase in volume would not be correct. You're not reading your data correctly, or whoever is saying that. That's a good argument to scare people into that, but they have to go show them all the data, how there's a higher probability that it reset the cycle, increase in volume, that you have a wave 1 of a wave 3, which means that if it is a wave 1 of a wave 3, then your targets are going to be in this area, guys, okay? If you made it all the way to the end of my video, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.